Bon dia, it is Africa Aviation coming out with a new video today, guys. Today we have the first 1 to 200 model review on the channel. It's going to be a Gemini 200, South African Airways 747-400. I got this model off of eBay for $80, as the suggested retail price is $145. This is going to be the first string of 1 to 200 reviews on my channel. I decided to do a little bit more of these, collecting some more retro African airlines on 1 to 200 scale to display. So I'll be doing some reviews coming up here in the near future, guys. And also you should see a new London City Airport next week. So before we get into this review, let me share some information about South African Airways if you don't know much about it. South African Airways is a state-owned flag carrier of South Africa, headquartered in OR Tambo International Airport, which is in Johannesburg. The airline was founded on the 1st of February 1934, which is 86 years ago, and their call sign is Springbrook. They had 8 of these 747-400s in their fleet, and they had them in service until 2010, and currently they only have a full Airbus fleet, and they are retiring a lot of aircraft by the day. Just last week they retired the A330, they retired the A319 for scrap, so it is kind of sad seeing all these planes going. This is how it is. This is in the SAL livery, which has the Afrikaans name on the side here, as you can see right here. We'll get into that a little bit later. But again, this is a old livery, and it's not their new livery. They currently have, I believe, 4 liveries in the past, and this is their, I believe, second oldest. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the model. All right, so first let me show you guys the box of this model. Pretty standard Gemini 200 box. You have the South African Airways computer generated image, Boeing 747-400. On the side, you have Gemini 200. With the plane here again. It's a collectible model. You have the barcode. And on the other side, you have everything that you would normally see on a Gemini 200 box. And you slide it open like this to see the model. So let's get this open. This is my first Gemini 200 model. I haven't had one before. I've only had in-flight models. So let's see. Just gonna angle the camera a little bit down for you guys. Here we go. The box back here. Here's what it looks like when you first get the model. Let's take this wrap off. Here she is. The South African Airways 747-400 and 1 to 200 scale. This is pretty big. Plastic. We have the stand of the aircraft. One thing about Gemini just 200 stands you see a lot of people talking about is they don't have anything labeled on here, unlike in-flight 200 and JC Wings. I kind of wish they would label something on their stands, otherwise it's just kind of boring. Stand is a little bit loose here. May have to fix that. But otherwise, this would be a nice stand if they did have a little plaque here telling you about the aircraft and some information. Right here we have, I believe this is for the closed landing gear. If you want to have your landing gear in the closed position when you're having it on the stand, this is what you can put in there. And then you have the gear for the model. So let's take this model out. Be careful here. Here's the model. I'm going to put in the gear and then cut to when I put the gear in the model. Alrighty, here's the model, guys. It is out of the box and put the gear on. The gear is magnetic, so it's pretty easy to attach. I was kind of surprised with that. They had to like hook it in place or whatever, but it is pretty easy to attach. This thing is really huge. As you can see here, here's my hand, here's the model. Quite a difference from 1 to 400, which I'm pretty used to now. I've only had one 1 to 200 model up until this point, and I haven't really done anything. But here, just for scale, this is a 747-300, kind of compared to the and 1 to 400 scale compared to the 1 to 200 scale, 747-400. So it's a different type of 747, but again, you can kind of see the difference here. If you are new and you're kind of deciding what scale to go to, these we're going to be looking at. The quality is not going to be the same because this is a Darren model, and so it's not going to be anything comparable to NG models or Gemini Jets 747 or NG model doesn't have a 747 yet, but when they do, it will be a lot better than that. But yeah, let's get right on to the review of the model. We're gonna start on the port side of the aircraft. We have the window shield wipers, the cockpit windows, emergency escape hatch, pitot tube, static ports, everything that pretty much see on the front of a 747. We have the Kenton Park logo right here. We also have the titles, which is the SAL, which is actually an Afrikaans. We'll get onto that a little bit later. We have the L1 boarding door, the upper deck door, and the L2 boarding door. We also have the beacon light and an antenna up there. And on the tail, or on the gear of the aircraft, we have the last three letters of the registration, which is SAX. Moving on to the middle of the aircraft, we have the South African Airways Afrikaans name. This was actually changed in 1997 and replaced the Springbrook on the tail and the old Afrikaans name, which is this right here on the SAL. And they changed it to the new colors of the flag, because that's when the flag changed. And they changed the livery to a blue and white livery with a sun motif. So that's kind of the livery that you see now. And this livery is kind of a reflection of the old South African flag and the old name. So that kind of changed here. Kind of missed the old colors, kind of missed the old Afrikaans kind of vibe with it. But unfortunately, they did have to change that in 1997. Right here we have the wings of the aircraft right here, which is two Rolls-Royce engines. I'm not sure exactly the type of engines. I don't know if anyone really cares about that. Very nice wing here. These little dents right here, that's kind of what I saw earlier. Like right here, it kind of looks like a little bit of paint was taken off. You can also see that right here. However, that is not a piece of paint taken off. That's actually how it comes. And it's something to do with the plane. I'm not really sure why. I just kind of thought like it looked like a chip of paint was taken off, but that's not actually the reason why. On the back side of the aircraft here, we have the last two boarding doors. This one kind of looks like it's swept under. It's kind of weird looking like that. I don't know why. I don't even know if it's supposed to be like that. It's just like sweeping right under. I don't know. I've never seen that before. Then we have the registration of the aircraft, the SZS SAX. And you have the old Afrikaans or South African flag right here, which is blue, white, and orange. So it's kind of what you see the 747 kind of reflecting their old livery. And on the tail, you have the Springbrook, which is the national logo. They changed this again to the sun motif that you see on the livery today. And again, that was changed in 1997. And you have the ailerons and everything that you see right here. And this is supposed to be a part of the aircraft, if you're wondering. So let's go on to the starboard side of the aircraft. Here we are on the starboard side of the aircraft. Pretty much everything they saw on the other side, except there's a few differences. We have the cockpit windows, window shield wipers, same lights that you saw. We have the R1 door, this door, the top upper deck door, the R2 door, Kenton Park, and then we have the English name of the aircraft. This is SAA, South African Airways. That's what it's named now. Pretty much if you're talking about South African Airways, you can just say SAA, pretty much know what you're talking about. Right here in the middle of the aircraft, again, you have the English titles, which are used now, so no longer the Afrikaans name. Here we have the engines, pretty much like you saw on the other side. We have the winglets with the little navigation light right here. You can kind of see it. It's green. You can barely see it, but it is there, so it's nice that they detailed that. Again, the same registration on the nose gear. And on the back of the aircraft, you pretty much have the same thing on the other side. You have the registration, the Boeing 747-400 logo. The little box right here, I'm not really sure what that is for. And the Springbrook logo. On the belly of the aircraft, try to put this up close for you guys. You have the first cargo door. You have that little emblem right there. You also have another cargo door. I'll try to fix this for you guys can see this. But it's a polished underneath, which is really nice about this model. You have another cargo door, and there you go. So I'm not really going to show the bottom of the aircraft. I don't really know why anyone would want to see the bottom of the aircraft. There are some details down there as well. So you're pretty much going to be getting a detailed model all around. If you purchase this model, I do recommend the Gemini Jet 747. Hopefully you guys can enjoy this video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Flight Angola for more content. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.